Yeah, you press go. You have something to say? You have banter for me? You have something to say?
When I was driving to Dunkin' Donuts this morning,
God bless you.
or when I was driving, don't say Dunkin' because I don't know if Dunkin's canceled. I don't know. It's hard to keep up.
Right.
When I was driving to get donuts this morning,
Mm-hmm.
I saw grass on the ground.
Wow. So the
It's
groundhog
like
lied?
the groundhog was wrong. Spring is here.
That's quick for
It's
you
just covered
guys.
under. Yeah, and it is going to snow again next week, but
Okay.
we have a couple days in the 40s.
I saw
I didn't
that.
even wear a coat. I went in this sweat set
Well,
to get donuts this morning.
to be fair, if it was 40, I would be wearing my mountain coat. Speaking of cozy, should we clap it out and then talk about how we cozied up and watched this 9-episode show?
Yes, we shall.
Okay, I'm gonna do this clap since I am responsible for briefing the show. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Maggie,
And I'm Amanda.
and we're sisters in law.
We started with Suits and then began scheming.
If you love TV, check out what's streaming.
It's only show fans. Only show fans. It's only show fans. Only show fans.
That's interesting.
Isn't that interesting? That's interesting.
That's something to ponder.
Another thing to ponder.
like this show
is
gave
the
us much to ponder.
Yeah, this show gave us a lot to ponder. We watched season 1 of Plurabis on Apple TV. And I'm just going to go ahead and improvise a brief because we are recording on a Saturday morning and I finished this show about 45 minutes ago. So
Perfect, nice and fresh.
it's fresh and I don't even know. I feel like I need 5 episodes to get through the 9 episodes. I mean, it would take me so many hours to talk about this. But here we go. When your sister-in-law recommends a show to you and says, hey, everybody's talking about it, they can't stop talking about it, the first thing you think of is, dang, I want to be with everyone else. I want to watch it. I want to be the one talking about it. And I want to not stop talking about it. And then your sister-in-law tells you, hey, how far are you into Pluribus? And you are nothing but honest and say, not far. I got a lot of binging to do. And she says, well, it's fine. And it's fine is a line from Pluribus itself when Carol asks, what did Helen think of my book? And she said, it's fine. And Helen, we get you. We see you. 9 hours of my life I'll never get back. And Maggie is going to be this second years old when she finds out I actually like Pluribus after all.
You did?
I think I like it. I think I like it.
Okay.
Like as soon as I finished it at like 8:10, I was sitting out in the patio watching it in my pajamas. And I'm sure if neighbors could hear, they're like, what is she watching? I was like, oh my gosh, I think I'm liking this show now. And I wanted to text you. I was like, no, we're going to literally hop on in a few minutes. But I actually have come around on Pluribus. So 8 hours, I don't think I'll get back. But I needed to not get back those 8 hours to get to the 9th one. We've got to talk about a lot of things. And I have ideas, and I know you do too, about what I would have done differently. But I'm actually excited it's been renewed for a second season.
Okay, here's what I will say. I think it ends stronger than it starts, in my opinion.
Oh my God, that joke at the end, I was like, bull fucking shit. That is so great.
Wait, which joke?
Well, what they leave with her when he was like, what is this? In that big container that they brought from that, like, I loved that. It's like,
Yeah,
such
it's
like
an atomic bomb.
Yeah, such like a lights out, like callback in an improv scene. I would have given my students like chef's kiss on that one.
Yes. No, I think it ends stronger. I think I was surprised that so many people were like hooked from the first episode.
Yeah.
For me, because I was kind of like, it's fine. And then I think once we realize So the premise of the show, right? Carol is an author. Then everyone gets infected with this DNA alien thing, and they all share a consciousness, except for Carol is immune to it.
Yeah.
Her and 11 other people
people.
on the planet, and that's it. And so that's the premise of the show. And I think once we realize that, like, all the infected people, like when she's uncovering about them, I think that's super interesting. I did think it was very slow to get to the end.
It was too slow. So I want to remind everybody this all starts with a little mouse. How wildly different this show started and then how it ended. And I know we have to have that build up. We're not going to be really going in order. I mean, we're kind of going to be all over the place. But as I'm saying this out loud, I think about the masterpiece that Vince Gilligan brought to our world, which is Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad is one of the best shows that's ever happened and ever will happen on television. And I want, if you can recall, anybody who's listening, Maggie, I don't know if you remember this, how well you know the show, but the pilot or the first episode of Breaking Bad, man, they did exactly what we tell everybody to do in improv scene. Get to the action. Let's do it. Don't hold back.
Yes.
Think about the first episode of Breaking Bad. And so what's interesting is you said something that I'd like to break down. Some people were hooked at the beginning, and then I was not hooked, but I was invested because I had a reason to do it. Then over time, and it was right around probably episode 7 or 8. I actually know,
Right.
I know when it was that I started to get hooked. And I thought to myself, they should have done this 2 episodes earlier. And that's when they...
Which is when?
Okay.
What's the moment?
For me is when Carol gets Sosha to start using I, individual pronouns. And for that, because then there was more of a connection. And I mean, we could see all of this coming, right? I think they laid the groundwork
Right.
for it, but it was very slow. I wanted to see that more because I will say this is also kind of a love story,
A love story with Carol and the rest of consciousness.
right? That has then taken on human form, which is so interesting because Minucius at the end, we're skipping ahead. So if you have not seen this show, you guys
It's fine.
Minucius is like, Carol Sucre, do you want to go save the world or do you want to go get the girl? And it was very much like a Goodwill Hunting moment, right? And I thought that was interesting where it's like she has to make this decision, even though the girl is every girl and every person, and a little bit of Helen is in there. Her
Right.
her partner who passed away, who did not make it.
Right. It's like the desperation of Carol to have a human connection almost is like
Yeah.
she sees this human in front of her who is someone that she thinks is attractive
Yeah.
and is like,
And
you
it's
know,
also
she's
the
like,
female
okay.
version. Remember, it's the female version
Female
of the
version.
male lead in her novel that
Right.
was going to be a woman, and then they changed it and put it back as a man because that's what the readers wanted. They weren't looking
It's more
for
marketable.
is more marketable than a same-sex partnership, and so they kept it like a heterosexual partnership. And then, but that was because Carol and Helen were hiding their relationship.
Right. Yeah. But it's, yeah, that I do think I agree. I feel like there were a lot of moments where the fat could have been trimmed and it could have been tightened up.
Yeah, I mean,
the
there was
beginning.
one episode where we didn't have any dialogue for like the first half of it, and I kind of felt like I was watching Castaway, which I've never seen.
But I felt like
But I
could have
felt
been.
like it. This is what it's like, you know. Like there was just like we really could have trimmed up the fat on. You're right.
But even in Castaway, he makes, you haven't seen it, but I'll tell you, he has a volleyball
Volleyball.
named Wilson.
Yeah.
And he talks to Wilson, so there's more dialogue in it than that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that if I had not made a commitment to watch this, I would not have made it to the end.
I wouldn't have either. I would have not.
But I think that it's important for us to be doing this podcast to let people know it's good to stick it out.
Yeah, I
See what's
told
up.
somebody, I don't remember who I was eating lunch with or something the other day. Oh, I was with our friend Katie and Cheyenne, and I said something about Plurabis, and then she was like, "Is it good?" I was like, "Don't watch it. It's awful." But
And now,
that was yesterday, And yesterday
Yes.
I still had 5 more episodes to go when I FaceTimed you. So I didn't know what I didn't know,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And now I
But that's
know.
what's crazy to me is like I do think it got a lot better, but I don't understand the people who watched the first 2 episodes and were like, I can't stop thinking about it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, how did you like how?
So what was
How were you
interesting?
hooked after the first 2?
Yeah, I
Do
would
they
love
just
to.
like have better understanding of TV than us?
No, I don't
No.
think they have anything else to
Never.
do. I think here's what's interesting. The first episode, there was a lot going on, and I had told you, I don't know how I can keep watching this. Like, how many hand baskets am I going to need? And
Right.
I thought it was going to be a whole like hand basket situation because there was a lot of hand basket moments in the first episode because they were setting up so much and you're trying to figure it out. So I can see from episode 1 to 2 why you might stick around because there's a lot. And you might be
You
like,
were like, I don't yeah.
I need to understand this enough to see if I want to pursue it. Okay? Just gathering some data. Second to third was such a drop off as far as like there were no hand baskets. I was at one point walking around watching it on my computer, like doing dishes. It wasn't like there was
Yeah.
time where you could kind of do background housework because we're not seeing anything.
I kept dozing off.
Yeah, it's like the idea. Hang on, I'm gonna get this wrong, but I want to say it because somebody told me about this, and I was like, oh, that's an interesting thing to think of. Chekhov's gun. Do you know this? I had never heard this.
No.
Okay, so it's like this theory in like storytelling and whatnot that like according to Chekhov in Act One, if you introduce a loaded gun, then that gun has to be fired in Act Two. So it's like introducing something into a story or a plot
Oh.
and then just like letting it be. People will remember that, and so I think that there was a lot of that where it's like, hey, when are we going to see the gun, right? Another thing that we don't see enough of and that she has to come back and remind us of because at some point Carol decides to start writing, which is what she does best. And we're going to talk about her house in a second because dang. But she goes into her study
gorgeous.
and she has this beautiful like wood like encasing that hides her dry erase boards, which is like, oh my gosh, that's goals for me. That's so beautiful. Pulls it back and then she starts writing all of the things that she knows about these people, all right, which is like literally everybody else but the 11 people. And later on she has to say they eat people, and then she has to come back in and remind herself that she eats people. And I would say to the idea of like Chekhov's gun, we don't explore that a lot. So I'm curious how much of that's going to be explored. Like there was the big discovery of the milk cartons and then the factory, and then there's lots of dead bodies that look like butterball chickens or whatever. But we actually don't talk about them eating people that much. It's like John Cena comes on and tells us, hey, we eat people. It's part of our protein chicks. And then it's accepted and then we move on. It's like, that's what this is. Don't worry about it, Carol.
Well, because they don't eat, they can't kill people, and they can't even like pick an apple off a tree. But if something dies, they
Then,
can and will eat it
yes,
because they have to eat to survive.
yes.
So, but they also like let all the animals go, like because they're not killing them, you know. I think what was interesting is the other 11 people. So there's Carol and then 11 other people that aren't infected. 10 out of those 11 people are like, this is kind of great. Like, we love these people. We want to join them too. I miss being a part of this family. And we see one of them get like inhale gas and then become one of them, which made me nervous because I was like, oh, they can get you with gas.
Yeah, but you have to decide. You have agency, remember?
Yeah, but that's so crazy. And
It
like
is
they
crazy.
can't lie, but they did steal Carol's fertilized eggs or embryos that she had frozen.
Yeah, I
'cause she
don't
went to
like
my
that.
mom.
It's like they don't
And
lie, but they also
stole
didn't.
them to steal that. Yeah.
It's lying. It's lying by omission, which is
Right.
it's a different kind of lying, but it's still lying. It's like, hey, we did this, and it's deceptive. But you didn't ask, hey, did you steal my embryos to then go and use my stem cells to be able to make me to
Create a gas for
create
me.
a gas for me. So she did not know to ask that specific question, and that's so specific. Like, how would she even know that? And so that's lying by omission. A side note: they don't take care of animals unless an animal is attached to the human and won't let them like stay. And when that woman inhaled the gas, and then that little baby goat came running after,
Followed her.
Yeah, followed her and was like, "Where are you going?" Because they all left. I also think that needs to be added to the dry erase board, that they abandon animals. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all, and
I didn't either.
that was really sad. I was like, oh, they're just leaving these animals. So it's like they talk about how they're here to help everybody, but like they actually are kind of some selfish bees a little bit.
Yeah. I don't like them. I don't think I would hope that I was not infected.
You were hope that you're not infected. Okay, I read. Now there is a podcast that Apple puts out. I'm sure it's okay. It's no only show fans, but they have a Plurabis like official podcast. I am kind of now in a Plurabis world, so I'm going to be listening to it. Rhea Seehome, the woman who played Carol, she won a Critics' Choice Award, and did she get nominated for?
She was nominated for a Golden Globe.
But she didn't get it.
I don't know.
Okay, she was fantastic. A couple things about her. Every time for the first 4 or 5 episodes, it was really hard for me to not think that she was June Diane Raphael, because they look so incredibly similar. And I know it's not her, but they look like her. And I kept thinking, June, you are crushing this. And I'm sure June would crush it. It was just hard for me because I know she's from Better Call Saul. Like, I know it's a different person, but that's what I kept thinking. First thing. Second thing, I read an article. What do you think she thinks about this? Is she team Carol or is she team the others? Like, what would she pick? I'm curious.
I'm guessing she would pick the others. She's like, I would love to be connected to all people.
She said she's team Carol.
Oh, good.
Because she's like, a world of
She
like
has to be.
of like group mind and group think, where nobody gets to think themselves and we're all the same, or we're all doing everything we can. I mean, the element of like we're just here to help, yes, I like. The element of we all think the same, no, I'm not in on that. We can all try and help and be better people.
Right. And it's like, oh, we're all here to help. But you know who didn't choose any of that is the people that they infected. They actually didn't have agency, which is what the guy from Paraguay says, because he drives all the way from Paraguay to meet Carol in New Mexico. Right. And he's like, they stole from them. He's like, his consciousness is in like, you cannot steal, right? Like he's writing letters to the people in case they come back that he's gone in their storage unit. He's leaving money when he siphons gas out of people's cars so he can get to New Mexico.
He tries to pay a hospital bill. He's like, I'm signing this hospital bill. I will pay for it. Send it to me. Like,
yes. Yeah. He's like very much like, we don't take from people. He doesn't want to stay in the house next to Carol because he's like, this doesn't belong to you. And like, he's just like not trying to steal anything.
I like Minucius a lot.
I like him too. And I think that it's good that he's fighting against it and that he gets Carol to fight with him too. But yeah, because they just like infected people and none of those people had a say in it. No. And so they're here to help, but they're helping people who didn't even ask for it, which is not helpful.
Yeah.
You can't help people who don't want help.
I know. I want to go back to what happens in the first episode, because the first episode is a lot. And
with the licking.
With the licking and the kissing and I think the question I wanted to ask you when I was watching the first episode, because I was watching it kind of late, so I didn't text you. When would you have just kind of given up and thrown in the towel in the first episode? Because the struggle to get Helen to a hospital and to save her and like all of this, just this constant, I'm going to fight it. When I guess my question is, when would you realize, can't beat them, join them? Or would you have kept fighting the way that she was fighting?
Well, she can't join them.
Yeah, but like...
Oh, you mean like once she realizes she could join them if they find a cure for her, and you'd just be kind of like resigned to be like, I guess I will.
It's fine. But even in the first episode, she doesn't know she can't join them. So she's trying to like push them away not eat when they try to kiss her. Like, that is a choice because she's thinking that's how it's going to happen. And she's like, what? Right? She makes it completely no, but I don't know. Yeah. It's like, it was one of those things where I was like, dang, girl. I mean, she was trying everything and like kept getting knocked down. Chumbawamba was playing kind of in the background on this one, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like I would fight it though too, but mostly out of fear. Like I think that if I watched everyone around me get infected, I think I would be like, I have to get away because I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
You know, I would try and like, I would be like, is this a zombie apocalypse? Like, what's gonna happen? Are they violent? Like, she doesn't have enough information, and then as she starts collecting information, she moves around the world fine and like fearless because she knows what's going on a little bit better.
Yeah. So
Like, she has a shell to it.
okay, so
But I think I would be like, don't get me sick.
okay, then a depot for you. This happens, and your 3 children become infected. You and Kyle
Like
are
the one woman.
you and Kyle are not,
Oh wow.
and you don't know if this is a zombie apocalypse and your children are going to come after you or not. Do you stay with them, or do you get the heck out of Dodge?
Oh no, I think like with my own kids, like I think there's this that's the interesting question that they almost pose in this because there's this one woman whose mom, husband, and son are all infected, and she's very much like everything's fine. That's still my son. And Carol tries to be like, no,
He's
he could
everybody.
perform a gynecology exam. Like he has all. He's not your son. Your son is lost amidst all the other people of the
And
world.
he's also your son's also in that person next to him too. Like your son is
Right.
everywhere.
Right, exactly. And I think that like just as Carol forms a relationship with Zosha, like where they kind of care for each other, I feel like that would happen with my own kids, even though they're not my own kids. But I also think I would be working on trying to get them back, like Carol's trying to get people back.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'd be like resigned to be like, this is just how people are now. I think I would be like, what can we do?
Okay.
I don't think I would know what to do. I would be glad that Kyle was also not infected so we could be in it together.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I think that's the tricky part is they're also geographically isolated.
Yeah. That is tough.
And also, I would be so dang frustrated with those other 11 people. Like, Carol's like trying to get them to like fight back, and 10 of them are like, I don't know, that sounds hard, or like, it's not really that bad.
Yeah, because we haven't found
You're
out
the bad person.
we haven't found out why these people are immune to it, which I'm hoping that we'll find that out in season 2 to understand why, because it is interesting how differently Carol is wired than and Manutius too, we find out, than everyone else.
Yeah.
As far as not wired in that they are immune to it, but that they like don't give a fuck. Like they're going after,
Yeah.
you know?
It is interesting. I was trying to think that too. Like, what do all these people have in common? Because they're all so different and they
Oh,
seem
okay.
also motivated. Because there's the guy from Paraguay. No, Portugal. The guy from Portugal. Too many P's.
I know. I really think, as someone who doesn't know the map very well, it would have been helpful to not have 2 countries that start with a P. Because I kept saying
Yes.
Manutius was from Portugal, and you're like, no, he's not, because he drove.
Right.
You're like, Portugal's in
But there
Europe,
is a
right?
guy from
And I was like,
Portugal.
it is in Europe.
But the guy from Portugal is the guy who's like, I want Air Force One to fly me.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to go to Vegas and I'm going to play like 007 with all these people who share a consciousness. And they're just his like playthings to act out all his fantasies.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, well, him and Carol are both kind of like selfish in a way.
Yeah.
Or they're both kind of in their own head. And then I was thinking the mom with the kids is also kind of like, I'm in my own head.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like stubborn as heck. Like, I'm so stubborn and I'm not going to give up my worldview. And then obviously Manutius is very stubborn because he's like, I will not take your help.
Yeah.
I will walk and get stabbed with a spiky pine tree, which I had no idea existed.
Right?
Did you see that thing?
awful.
So he's walking across like the jungle and there's this huge tree that has spikes that are filled with poison that are like feet long.
Yeah.
That's a real thing? That's a real tree?
Well, I don't know. I haven't walked through that
It has to be
forest.
real.
It has to be real. Surely they didn't because
Why would they make that up?
Yeah, they don't. They didn't. I love that Manutius learns English and he is repeating to himself, "My name is Manutius. I'm not one of them. I'm here to save the world."
I know.
You know?
That's like me with Duolingo.
Yeah.
And then I'd show up to Carol's door and I'd be like, my name is Maggie. I'm not one of them. I want to save the world. And she'd be like, okay, don't even try. Like, you clearly
Do you
don't
want
speak
some
this
vodka?
language.
Carol is taken to the
An
bottle.
alcoholic.
Yeah, she's an alcoholic.
Yeah. She's always been.
Always been high functioning.
Well, a lot of them
She's
are.
an addict in many ways. So, I mean, I forgot that she was an alcoholic because of the like breathalyzer thing that's on her car at the very beginning. And then when she started like drinking, and I was like, Carol, I don't blame you. But then I
don't
remembered, oh, she actually has a problem, so this is not safe, right?
She would do this anyways. Like, she doesn't really need this is just like an excuse
This
to
is
do
an
it.
excuse, right, to
But
get off the
this
wagon.
is, like, great for
Rather
her.
than like, hey, I think I need a drink to like wind down. This is like, she is literally living on the alcohol.
I do have a question. I want to throw your deposition back at you because I just shared. How long would you fight this infection? Or not really infection, invasion, but not really invasion.
So
this consciousness.
In the first episode, I was sitting there thinking, dang, girl, like, I don't think you're going to win this one, you know? And I'm pretty stubborn, one might say. I don't know if you've ever met me. Maybe like a little bit stubborn.
You might be one of the 12.
Maybe I'll be one of the 12. I think it's different because fighting when it's like, oh, you don't think I can do this? And like, I kind of have a hold my beer attitude sometimes. I'm like, well, hold my beer, watch me, here I go. I think this might even be too overwhelming. I'd be like, oh my gosh. So there were a couple of times where I thought she was just going to kind of give up, like, you know, when the wolves come, right? I was like, are they coyotes or are they wolves?
I thought they were coyotes.
I thought they were
Because they're in
wolves.
New Mexico.
Because she said wolves later on, that there had been wolves there. Anyways, so animals like a getter, right?
Yeah.
And
Do wolves live in New Mexico?
couldn't tell you.
Dang.
Couldn't tell you.
Anyways.
I think I would probably be going through like phases like she is, where there's at one point where I was like, she sure is like getting up and getting dressed every day. I was like, way to like own the day, you know?
I
Because
thought the same thing.
I think, you know, you go through these like stages of grief in this situation like you would in anything else. And I think like her slothing was minimal. I'm going to say that. There wasn't a lot of couch rotting. And I know there weren't a lot of options. She didn't have anybody to hang out with, not a lot to watch on TV, right? I mean, she's watching Golden Girls over and over again, but which I thought was great. But like,
because she has it on DVD, she can't watch it on
can't.
TV.
So it's like, what do you have on DVD? So quick depo for you. This is the situation, and you need a quick break, and you need a breather. What do you have on DVD? And do you have a
Nothing.
DVD player? Could you get through this?
No.
Then this
No.
is
I mean, I
is
guess
why
have
I
a
would make
computer.
it longer.
I think I have a computer with a DVD, like with a CD drive. I don't know where that computer is, but I could find it.
Okay.
But I don't have anything to. I have some old home videos that I got put onto DVD.
Okay.
So I would just watch that, I guess.
Then I
Yeah,
would
no.
survive longer because I have an entire box of DVDs, and
And you have a DVD player.
I have a DVD/VHS player. It's a combo. No. It's in the garage. Might be a little dust on the bottom.
Can it hook up to your TV though?
I would MacGyver it. I would figure it out.
I thought she was getting dressed and doing an awful lot of chores. I was like, girl, no one's going to see that you swept your driveway. Like, you know.
Well, but you know, part of it's like the normalcy. Like you need this routine. You know, like you need something
Yeah.
that feels familiar to you.
Yeah. I did think there was this moment where once she realizes that they can't like poison her without her
Right.
saying she wants to be, they cannot lie. And once she like realizes this, then she's like, I want to go to this restaurant. She takes a Georgia O'Keeffe painting off the wall of a museum and puts it up in her home.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of like, I want to do these things. She lives a little bit like that guy from Portugal.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do. And then, but that also was so short-lived because I think if it's just you alone, it's not as fun to go out to a fancy restaurant. And it's not as fun to eat all these foods from your greatest food memories.
No.
And it's not as fun to have a Georgia O'Keeffe in your home, which is why she starts to fall in love with
Sosha.
the woman who represents to her like someone that she would fall in love with, even
Yes.
though that woman is just a holding cell for, again, all of human consciousness.
Right. Okay. Two things. I want to talk about the chaperone representation thing and minutiae. So I'm going to come back to that. First, I want to talk about, I want to piggyback on you saying like, she's doing all these wonderful things, but like it's short lived because it's like, oh, this is like, it's nice to have a night out by myself and relax. But it's like at some point, like this is awful, right? Like when she finally, she paints, she goes to the store and gets paint and paints the words "come back" on like the cul-de-sac where she lives so that they'll come back. And she's so excited when she comes back. There was a moment when she goes to the convenience store and she starts to scratch off a lottery ticket. And I do like the lottery. And I said out loud to Whiskey, I said, dang, what a bummer to win the lottery now. Because like winning the lottery is great because yes, like there's a lot of like less stress financially, but like for me, and I'm sure for a lot of people, the lottery is also about getting to share that with people. Like you can like have experiences, you can take care of them and leave a legacy and like do all these great things. I was like, what a freaking bummer if she wins. Like, first of all, who does she redeem it with? Like I was thinking of the logistics of this. But second of all, like who cares? Like literally who cares? Because there's literally nobody.
Yeah, there's like everybody and nobody.
Yeah, it's everybody and nobody. Okay, Minucius has his own person that we see. We don't really hear him talk, but he comes when Minucius calls and he's like, I don't want, so he brings Sosha.
Send another one.
But then send another one. Like, so I'm wondering, is that the one that's kind of like assigned to Minucius? And like I wonder if that person means anything to Minucius the way Sosha meant something to Carol.
Well, he calls for another one because when he's alone at his work in the storage units in Paraguay,
yes,
he is tuning a radio.
Yes.
And he finds that of all the radio stations, only one radio frequency is silent or isn't like staticky. And so he thinks there's a connection to this.
Yes.
So he calls Zosha over because Carol has left him in the other house. And he's like, he wants to interrogate her. And he realizes that she can't lie. And so I think he gets out of her all of Carol's backstory. And then he does ask for consent to scream at her and do the radio frequency to try and talk to her. So he's trying to connect to her through the radio and talk to like her actual consciousness, not all of them, like trying to single it out. So it's not like all the frequencies, it's just hers. And then once she leaves, because Carol comes and gets her and is like, why would you do that? Because if you scream at one of these beings, all of them freak out.
Yeah.
Like they all like go into like a
too.
seizure. Some people die. So once Zosha leaves, he calls the number to everyone and asks them to send another body over, basically, and tries to do the same thing. So I don't think it's necessarily his chaperone. I think it's just like
another
how
body.
he's trying to break through.
He needs a data point. He needs proof of concept.
Yeah. Yeah. And it seems like he might be getting somewhere, but Carol doesn't like it, and she shoots her gun and then stops the whole thing. Stops him from doing it. But I think now at the very, very end, they're back teamed up because Carol realizes that Zosha doesn't actually love her. Zosha is just a body for consciousness. And so they come back together, and I think that radio frequency could be a hint.
Well, I think it's more than a hint.
I think he's onto something.
Yeah, I think it's like now we're about to see some kind of superhero film of like Minucius and Carol Struka save the world.
Because if they can break one person out of this trance, if they can get someone's DNA, because it's like, what is it? It's an RNA that was sent through radio frequencies to the astronaut people in the middle of the desert. And so if they can like untangle that RNA, DNA, and through the radio and like send it back out away from the person, I don't know. I don't know how it works, girl.
I do love that.
Why would scientists do that, though?
I don't know.
Can we talk about that?
Why would they do that?
You make contact with an alien being, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's a DNA sequence, and you're like, let's make the DNA sequence. Like, what are you doing? leave some things to be mysteries. We don't need to try and know it all.
Yeah, I think
we don't need to recreate. Like, that's like a rest. It's like, have we not learned anything?
Have we not learned anything
from these movies?
From the movies. Scientists, if you're listening, our call to action is don't do that. Just stay in your own lane. Stay in your own lane. Let's figure out a cure for some other things here on this earth. We don't need to be sending out frequencies and feeding people to the mice, and we don't need any of that. That first
Let's clean up.
episode?
Let's clean up the ocean. Let's clean up the
Can we
ocean.
clean up the ocean? Can we work
Let's
on
find
cancer?
some cures for things.
Can we
Let's
find a
work
cure
on
for cancer? You know,
Yeah. Let's not take the satellites down.
let's bring them down.
And instead of pointing a finger up into the alien space,
Yes.
let's look at the 3 pointing back at us.
Yeah, the 3.
Yeah, because if I'm pointing at 3, instead of this finger up in alien space, instead of this one.
Those
look
are
at
there.
these.
So look at these. It's really 6 if you count it.
Well, yeah, if you're pointing 2 fingers, but if you're pointing 1 finger, it's hey, don't look to the aliens. Look here, inside.
Look here. Look here.
Inside
Look inside with
yourself.
those 3 fingers. Take those 3 fingers. Look inside yourself.
Look right into the heart.
I mean, do you think? Was that a scream?
Yeah, it's a gleeful scream that
A gleeful
children are
scream.
playing outside.
I didn't know
because
some-
it's basically spring. There is still 6 inches of snow on the ground, but it's like 35 degrees. So it's like they're just running and having a good time.
I love it.
They're not even wearing snow pants.
Real quick, there's one thing that's not that important, but I would like to reiterate because I've said it many times in different episodes. Carol's home is a perfect example of leaning into the architecture of the home with the interior design efforts. That house is great. There's a little more New Mexico-ish vibe than what I would pick if I was just like out trying to curate a home. I just think she did an excellent job, or her designer did. It's a lovely home, and the neighbor's home is lovely too. And that is a perfect example of adding some nice modern touches and leaning into the architecture, people. What if she had gone Cape Cod in there? We wouldn't have believed her.
And it looks good. It looks good.
So good. Lean into your architecture, okay? If you guys
Absolutely.
take anything, the scientists, get your satellites out of the sky, humans on the ground, lean into your architecture.
It's all kind of the same message.
It
It's
truly
like,
is.
don't be
Stay in your
looking out
lane.
there. Look inside.
inside.
And in the same with your house. Don't be looking out at other types of houses.
You're in an Adobe. Do not bring in a Cape Cod. We do not need. No, we don't need. We don't need that. We don't need mid-century modern in there. That's not going to work.
Can you imagine if Carol's house had like a nautical theme inside? You'd be like, you're in New Mexico, Carol.
Oh my gosh. What if there was like service for high tea sitting out on like a like big cabinet when you walked? I mean, oh my gosh, that would have not made
No.
sense.
No. When you have an interesting home on the outside, the inside needs to be just as dang interesting, or else I'm walking out. I'm
walking
saying,
out.
I'm sorry. I can't
didn't
trust
lean
a
in.
thing you say.
You didn't lean in. You did not lean in.
Jumped out.
You jumped out. Woof.
Jumped
Anyway,
the shark on that.
I just want to call that out because the house is beautiful and they did a lovely job, and the neighbor's house is also beautiful. Like, I really like the neighbor's house too. When she opened it, I thought she was going into like maybe a guest house we hadn't seen,
Guest house. Me too.
but no, it was
But
just
then
a
I'd
house
already
for the
seen her
guests.
backyard because she buried her
Her ex,
wife in
and
the
then
backyard,
had
and
to
then the coyotes tried
not
to
her
eat
ex.
it.
You're right, her wife, and then she had to put bricks all over it. I was like, oh. And then there's a moment when she's like looking out into the back when she's in the kitchen cooking or prepping something, and Sosha comes in and she like looks out, and then it's like, oh, reminder, my wife is dead underneath all of those pavers. I'm kind of jealous of the extra time she has to get some projects done around the house. Because
And she could really honestly use all the help from all these other hands that just want to help her.
They
Like,
did.
take advantage of it and
Yeah.
then be like, by the way, now everyone's back. Like, stop stealing Georgia O'Keeffe's and just be like, I actually want to renovate my home. And then while they're renovating your home, be like, and you come into this room and I'll radio frequency you.
yeah. Yeah, I think there's a way
And
to.
then you can walk out and you don't have to renovate my home anymore. Take some of these people to help you renovate your home.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
the question here is going to be, are they then going to all know it's happening? So, like, if,
Oh.
right? If somebody
Yeah.
finds out, hey, Bob is gone because she's going to lure you in, or he's going to lure you in and play this radio frequency, don't do it. Like, because they're all collectively one. So are they going to know better and are they going to run from Carol and Minucius because they now know that this is more wonderful, or so they say, than being on the other side? Or are they going to be able to secretly do it? Also, one other thing.
Well,
Oh, go ahead. Answer that question. What do you
oh,
think?
well, yeah. Well, that's so, but then that's interesting because, like, so if they never were asked originally if they wanted to join, and now they're asked if they want to unjoin, do they have autonomy or are they held captive?
Yeah. It's a good question. I see why people can't stop thinking about it.
Now I'm thinking about it. Now we're
Thinking
talking
about
about it. I'm thinking about it.
Okay. I'm thinking about it too.
I'm thinking about it.
One other thing. My mind was blown that Carol didn't think that they had bugged her house. When Minucius was like, oh, they can listen inside. She's like, why would they listen inside? I'm like, of course. I always thought they were listening inside. And I got worried for her when she took the heroin. Side note, if you haven't watched, she does do some heroin. When she took that heroin and filmed herself, and she goes back and plays it, and then she had said that Sosha was really fuckable, and that's when she like cuts it off and goes and flushes that because she doesn't want a record of that. To me, I was thinking they can see and hear her, like they're watching and listening. So that was weird that she didn't think that, but Minucius did, because I just assumed she was being like there was surveillance in there. Did you?
No, I actually didn't.
You thought her house was a safe place?
I thought our house was relatively safe, although like even in our homes, if you have Alexa or you have anything, they're all listening, or they can. So I guess in this case, I would probably like unplug my Alexa, unplug my smart TV so that they can't hear me, get rid of my phone.
Yeah.
But I wasn't thinking that our house was bugged.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I mean, first of all, she's not talking to anyone because she's alone. And so the only people she talks to are like Zosha,
Yeah.
who already then connects to everyone.
everybody.
I guess I just didn't think that it was bugged because
thought it
they're
was.
not like,
Not bug, but
they
they're
would
just
have
like
to
that's part
go.
of-
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
maybe, I don't know. I guess they seem so like have to be invited in like vampires
Yeah.
that I didn't think
Do
that they'd
vampires have to
gone
be
into our
invited in?
home. Yeah, if a vampire comes to your door and they're like, they have to ask. They have to say, can I come in, or may I come in? And if you say no, they're like, shit,
Okay.
gotta go. Yeah, so if someone asks, may I come in, that's your first sign that they're a vampire.
Not door knocking for a politician.
If they knock on your door, that's fine because you can talk to them through the threshold. But then if they're like, oh, may I enter your home? I'm a bit parched. You might say, no, you
Interesting.
may not, because I know you're parched from my blood.
Depot.
Mm-hmm.
We both collectively believe in ghosts. Yes?
Yes, collectively.
Collectively. Do
Our
you...
consciousness.
Yeah, our collective conscious. Do you believe in vampires? Do you believe vampires exist?
Like the kind with the fangs that live forever?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
Do you?
I didn't, but now I'm worried about all these door knockers.
Well,
Coming around trying to get me
just
to
don't
vote for
invite 'em
somebody.
in.
I don't.
Here's what I'll say. I don't have to believe in them to still protect myself from them. You know what I mean? Like, there's no harm, no foul. I'm not going to invite someone into my house that I don't know
That's good.
if they're asking, Like, because that's different, too.
Okay.
They have to ask you. How weird to be like, may I come into your home? Like, no. And maybe if they did, I'd happen to have some garlic, and I'm just, oh, would you like some garlic?
Yeah.
And then
let me
maybe
go
I'm
put on
like,
my
"Let's
necklace
go."
really quick. My garlic necklace.
Oh, look at this mirror by the door. Interesting that I don't see you in it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
I'm going to ask.
lots of ways that's so easy to suss out a vampire. That's why I'm not even afraid of them.
I'm going to ask to come into your house the next time I'm there.
Okay, well, get ready to be garlicked.
Look, garlic.
You love garlic so much. You
I do.
can't be a vampire.
I
You like
can't.
eat garlic. You just
I
eat
just bake
garlic.
it. Well, I don't eat it raw. I will do baked garlic.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But here's the thing with
You
garlic and me. It's stuck with me for like 72 hours. And I know this, and a lot of people that are close to me know this. The only person who will continually remind me of it is my brother, your husband, Kyle. He will say to me, "Yo, did you eat onion or garlic today?" And I'm like, "No, bro, I had it yesterday for lunch." He's like, "Oh God." Like he will, he's like, "It's still there." And I know that. Like, I can sweat it out, I can shower it out, I can perfume it out. It's not going. It just has to leave my body organically. So I think
Yes.
we can confirm here I'm not a vampire because
No.
I have to
Not
be
afraid of it
I
at
have to
all.
be choosy about it. I have to be like, am I going to be in a meeting or giving a talk or be like up close to people before I just dig in on a whole thing of baked garlic and put it in the oven with a little bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper, and then spread it on some like nice rye bread afterwards. Like it's just like
Oh
eat
my
it.
God.
Gosh, you got to be alone for
That's
like days. Like that is a great snowstorm or I have the flu. You know what I need? Some chicken soup and some baked garlic.
actually I have like a head like what are they called, a head of garlic,
Yeah,
whatever they are.
yeah.
I have one, and this is making me think like I want to go over and roast some of it
Do
and
it.
just have it.
It's so good. At
Pasta. The
Cafe
bread
Expensive.
tastes good
Did
though.
you ever eat at Cafe Expensive? Cafe Express. We called it Cafe Expensive because
I did.
it's back in the day. It was $10 for a salad, which I would like welcome at this point to find a place that has a $10 salad in Dallas. But we would go to Cafe Expensive like on payday when I was younger, and they had all of like basically like charcuterie but in big tubs, right? And you could get all kinds of like little pickles and beets and things like that to go on your stuff. And I would get the roasted garlic cloves, and I would get like 4 or 5. And I had to share an office at Sewell with people, and like every time they're like, "Please do not get the garlic," and I'm like, I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. It's so good.
I think that is special, and I think that people should be grateful for a little chance to get a whiff of Amanda Austin's garlic pits.
It's the name of my autobiography, Garlic Pits.
Get a
Oh
whiff
man.
of my
Okay,
garlic pits.
I gotta say, I turned a corner on Pluribus, and I turned it late last night, but I didn't want to text you because I know you were on your Valentine's Eve dinner date eating a pickle pizza. And I was about to be like, this show, wait a minute. Oh my God. Like, I was like, no, I'm not going to bother her. And then this morning when I got up and realized I had fallen asleep and had to finish it, I was like, I kind of like it. And I actually am excited for season 2. We don't know when that's
I
going to
think
happen.
we did a good service by sticking it out and watching in case other people don't.
And if you're a regular listener, we would love for you to chime in and also leave a review. That would be great. But also, I'd like you to note that we have gone for 52 minutes, and our pods have been a little bit shorter lately because we've been able to wrap it up. This one had us talking. It had us thinking.
It did. We couldn't stop thinking about it.
I still have more to talk about.
It took
There's
us
still more
9
to talk about.
episodes. Yeah. Yeah, we can DM us and we'll talk to you about it.
Yeah, we would love to hear what your thoughts are.
Continue the conversation
Continue
in
the
our
conversation.
comments.
Maggie, what are we watching next week? We need to.
We're watching the Studio, also on Apple TV.
We are watching The Studio. I have seen The Studio.
Features Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, I have seen The Studio. I'm
this
going to
project.
rewatch it just so that it's fresh. And I adored The Studio. And
I'm excited.
I'm hoping that you're going to like it too. So it's fun. It'll be a good palate cleanser if you were in it with us for Pluribus.
Although Pluribus was also kind of funny. There were some moments.
Yeah, I mean, that end where it's like, what's this? An atom bomb? Oh, man. I like laughed out loud. I was like, yes. Yes. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You could listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review.
And if you don't know what to say in your review, you can say Plurabus. I want plura more of this podcast. Or you could say just 5 stars, love it so much, they're great. Or you could say, if the end of the world happened, I would hope to share consciousness with Amanda and Maggie because I am on that wavelength.
That one is
That's
tight.
3 options.
That's 3 options, but I'm going to
3.
go with option 3.
Always.
Dang. Bye.